in this lecture, we'll be focusing on some of the models, existing models with an example. The first is the simple model, classical model with no buffer. And then we look into something like with permanent buffer or something. Buffer is an contingency or an extra stuff or something like that. Right. So we'll go to model one. The model one, a system or an inventory management where you don't have any buffer, and this is the assumptions, like the demand is known and fixed, supply is instantaneous, and no shortage of inventory in the system, which means that the demand and supply can met without any delay or something like that. So that's why it says no buffer and no shortage of inventory. It means like you don't have to wait or delay the process. That could be deficit of supply or inadequate demand or something like that. So no such occurrences. Right. So the formula for this is annual cost. It's just capital Y equals to U, which is the yearly demand, multiplied by C, which is the purchase cost per unit, plus A by Q. A is setup cost and Q is the quantity actually. So I haven't mentioned here. Q is the quantity, and plus Q by 2 is the average quantity, multiplied by C, which is nothing but purchase cost, plus A by Q multiplied by I is the rate of interest or interest rate, which is per annum, right? So this is what basically a model. You can even call this as classical inventory control model with a simple sawtooth model. You can even call this a simple sawtooth model. When we plot this in graph, you will get that tooth kind of arrangement. Sawtooth, sawtooth, they use it for cutting the lumbers and timber structure or timber members or something like that. So that's what basically the sawtooth or something, right? So no buffer, right? Given a problem, like for example, a company has a steady demand of 40 items per month. Remember, you can put everything per year or consider everything in terms of one single entity called month. So it's up to you, right? So you have to explicitly mention that. So units are very important here. So in the previous example, we used the term called D. D is demand. Here it is U, which is yearly demand, right? So we have to convert, say, if D equals to 40, which is monthly demand, and U equals to 40 divided by that particular 40 into 12, that is per year, right? So that is 480 items per year. So this is U equals to 480, as simple as that. So that's a yearly demand. Then A is actually the setup cost or something like operation cost or something like that, right? A is probably 15, 15 rupees per occasion. And we also know that rate of interest is 20% per annum. Remember, rate of interest is always calculated decimals rather than percentage. Have to consider this, very important. So this is a very important assumption in rate of interest. Generally, when somebody sees as 20, they generally put a 20 in terms of they remove the percentage symbol and then they think it's 20, but it's 20 divided by 100. So that's what it's 0.20, right? So all these things are given, and C, which is the purchase cost, which is something like 5 per items, something like that, right? So anyway, since we mentioned items per year, something like that, so that's absolutely no problem, right? So it's 480 is U, A is 15, and C is 5, and I is 0.2, right? So now we can substitute in this formula. First, we will find economic order quantity, or you can even order quantity. Sometimes it is also recorded as EOQ, or sometimes E small OQ also. So depending upon situations, which is nothing but square root of 2 times A, which is setup cost, multiplied by U, which is the yearly demand, divided by C, purchase cost into interest rate, right? So this is given here. So Q equals to square root of this 120. I'll explain you how we get 120. Okay, this is Q. This is Q equals to square root of and take the numerator, which is 2 times, I think it's U. I think it's A into U. This is A and multiplied by U whole divided by C into I. This C is here. Clarity. So C into I here. So and you get 120 units or 120 numbers. So which means that you can order 120 as the economical order quantity. So this is Q, or you can even call this Q prime. Sometimes total quantity we represent by Q, and economic quantity by Q star or Q hat or something like that to differentiate from the conventional on this thing. Then we have the formula Y, which is nothing but annual cost. So the formula is for the Y is U multiplied by this U multiplied by C plus A by Q, C plus A, I think it's the 21 is U, yeah, A by, and we have known Q, right? So C plus A by Q, U multiplied by C plus A by Q, right? Then plus Q by 2. So this is one term. Yeah. Always take this as one term. Plus what is Q by 2? This thing, this formula. Q divided by 2 multiplied by C plus A by Q. C plus A by Q and multiplied by I, rate of interest. Yeah, it is something like 2761.5. You can always round up to near decimal place, or can round up to nearest decimal place or something. All right, so Y is the annual cost in terms of rupees. All right, so next is the F. F is the frequency of purchase. This is nothing but how frequently you replenish that. So it is U by Q. Is nothing but U is 140 divided by Q is the economic order quantity. So which means it is 4. So you will be 4 times replenishing it. Like for example, in 1 year, it's 12 months. So divided by the frequency of replenishment, which is nothing but 3. So which means that every 3 months you will replace the order, or you will replenish the stock. So that's what basically it means. Like I'll just explain you with this this particular thing. Right. So we know that economic order quantity, this is month, and month constitutes to 1 year. So that's what it is given here. So 12 months constitutes to 1 year. And this is the economic order quantity, or in short, it is Q star. It's economic order quantity. And we know that from frequency, F equals to 4. So which means that this is, so F is frequency, how frequency you replenish this task. So we know that we have taken F equals to 12 divided by 4, which means that for every months, 3 months, we will be replenishing it. So F is equals to 4 actually. 4 times you will replenish. First will be on the 3rd month, the next will be on 6th month, and third will be on 9th month, and fourth will be on 12th month, or the last month of the year. So that's what basically it means by F, frequency of replenishment. So at that point, you will replenish the stock, something like that, right? Then 120, we know it is for 3 months. So 120 divided by 3 will give you 40. So each month it is 40. So you can even sum this, both will be the same. All these is 480, and that is 480. And what is 480? 480 is our annual demand. So which means we have separated our annual demand, which is U to 480, is split up into different months. So the 3 months is because the frequency of replenishment is 4 times. So 12 divided by 4 is 3. So every 3 months, you will be replenishing the stock. So this is a typical example of the simple sawtooth economic model, right? Or if you want to express this in terms of graph, which we have already shown, so includes the month. So it will starts from 120 here. It will become 0, and at that point it will become the stock gets replenished. So 120, and that will continue to grow until this is 0, and another 120 gets added and continue its growth until then it will become 0. Then they'll add 120, and it continues to grow until it becomes 0 or something like that, right? So this is how you replenish the towns. So this is how you replenish the items, something like that. It is like 5 times 120, something like that. So it's actually 4 times replenishment. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times the replenishment. Right. So as simple as that. So this is how the model goes on. Probably at this point we don't have any replenishment, so it's a final thing. So, or you can consider this to be 0 and it starts from 120 or something like that. Right. So this is how you generally plan for an inventory, and this is simply what we say is a simple sawtooth model with no buffer. So no contingency, no extra stocks you hold to run the business. It is the supply is instantaneous and the demand is known and fixed. So that's what basically, and no shortage of inventory in the system. Inventory should flow like a fluid, like there's no halt or stoppages, or no lead time or no lag time or something like that in terms of selling the inventory, or in terms of selling the item or holding the items or something like that. Right. So this is typically an example of simple sawtooth model with no buffer. Right. So next we'll take a look at the another model. So this is the simple sawtooth model with permanent buffer stock. So we have some additional stocks. In this case, the usual assumption holds good. The demand is known and fixed, and supply is instantaneous. No shortage of inventory in the system. But then, since we look into the permanent buffer stock, or the storage cost of the buffer or buffer items, in the earlier case, we are talking about once the item is reached, it will be sold at the end of the period or cycle time. But in the next case, we talk about we hold something for some period of time, and that incurs the storage cost. I mean, the storage cost of the buffer or the contingent items, and buffer items like how much you store it or something like that. So those two things are the additional parameters when compared to the previous thing without any buffer, right? So I repeat, in the previous case, we talked about a simple sawtooth model without any buffer. But in this case, we'll be looking into the sawtooth model with permanent buffer stocks or something. And this are the same assumptions, but the formula is a little different. Like we have finished with I there, but instead here we'll add a concept called R. We had only Q plus 2 in the previous case, but in this case we add a concept terminology called plus R with Q by 2 is average buffer. I mean average item. Then S into Q plus R. So this is an additional term which we have found out, or which we have used in addition to the previous step. So here it is just Q by 2. In the next case, we'll just Q by 2 plus R. We stopped with I here. Probably we stopped with I here, but in the next model with a buffer, we'll have plus S into Q plus R. So an extra term, something like that. Right? So the economic order quantity also have got another factor called plus ARI. Then in the previous case, we only divided by CI. In this case, it is CI plus 2S. Something like that. But the frequency of replacement is the same. So there's no change in the formula. So the same problem. A company has steady demand of 40 items per month. When we talk about yearly demand, we have to multiply it by 12. So 12 months a year. So 40 into 12 is 480 items a year. The purchase cost is 5, which is already known. The C equals to 5 and A equals to 15. And I is 0.2, which is 20%, is 20 divided by 100. And then they say there's a storage of 10 units. So the buffer here, R equals to 10. And the storage cost is rupees 5. So I think S equals to 5, I guess. Storage cost is cost of the buffer, like that is rupees 5. So it's not 20, it's actually 5. Yeah, here I've given 5 exactly. 20. And calculate the annual cost, which is annual cost is Y. So here first we need to calculate the economic order quantity. Q star R equals to square root of numerator divided by denominator, and in the numerator we have 2 times A into U, and A multiplied by U plus a factor, 2 times AU, then ARI. What is A here? 15 multiplied by R is 10 multiplied by I here it is 0.2, same 20%. So divided by CI plus 2S. CI is 5 multiplied by CI. I is 0.2 plus 2 times S. S is 5 here. So the economic order quantity is 36. You can approximate it to, we can approximate it to 37 also. If you want to get 37 also, it's absolutely no problem, right? That will be economic order quantity. Then we'll talk about Y. So since one of time, so I'm just taking Y directly from here. So then frequency is U by Q, which is nothing but U is 480 divided by Q is 36 or 37 depending upon the situation. So both will yield to the 13 items or 13 stuff or something, like frequency is 13 uh, replacements. So where is that? All right, so which means that our economic order quantity is 37 and the frequency F is 13. So 13 times you replace it, something like that. In the previous case, it's 4 times. So which means that we have divided 12 by 4, which is nothing but 3 months time. But in this case, it is 13, is almost a month. So every month you will be, or at least some 25 days, you replace and I mean you replenish the stock. That's why this model is like pretty much complicated, because if you store something, then your replenishment will take longer or something like that. So as simple as that. So it is frequency is U by Q. So that's as simple as that. Right. So your economic order quantity gets decreased, and so as your so it invariably increases the frequency of replenishment. So the relation is F equals to U by Q. So the denominator increases, this frequency gets decreased. When the denominator decreases, the frequency of replenishment gets increased. So as simple as that, right? So this is typically the model, EOQ model with permanent buffer, right? All right. So